Now let's go over some bad news, everyone. First of all, the IRS surely has not sent stimulus checks to all eligible Americans yet. But the agency is definitely overwhelmed. It is much easier for the IRS to send out paper checks than to deliver the 1,400 checks through direct deposit. That means a lot of may be receiving your 1,400 check through the mail, so I suggest keeping an eye on your mailbox. In a recent statement, IRS Commissioner Chuck Rettig said, "Since this new set of payments will include more mailed payments, we urge people to carefully watch their mail for a check or debit card in the coming weeks." Now, what about the extra 200 monthly payments for Americans that receive Social Security and other federal benefits? Unfortunately, lawmakers both in the House and Senate have not spoken about this relief provision in months. It is really horrible. I think the lawmakers should have passed the extra 200 monthly Social Security payments in President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus package. It is likely that Congress did not include the extra 200 in the bill because they knew many lawmakers would not agree with it. What are your thoughts on this, everyone? Comment below. Will I receive my 1,400 third stimulus check through direct deposit or mail? When will Americans that receive government benefits receive their third stimulus payments? These are all great questions. The IRS has not been very transparent with Americans. The agency has avoided announcing an official payment date or deadline for Social Security recipients, which is really concerning. I know this is a very difficult time, everyone, and it seems like your stimulus check will never come. But the only thing we can right now is be patient. We just have to wait for the IRS or Social Security Administration to come forward and announce a timeline for the third round of stimulus checks. In my opinion, lawmakers in the House and Senate should urge the agencies to make SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, and survivors' beneficiaries their first priority. What are your thoughts on this, everyone? I would love to know your thoughts on this situation. Please leave them in the comments below. Okay, everyone, so let's go over the good news now. Well, everyone, I have definitely been noticing an increase of comments that say, "Yes, I finally see a pending deposit in my Direct Express account," or "I got my paper check today in the mail." If you received your third stimulus check, I'm really happy for you. Congratulations. Every single of you deserve to get your 1,400 check as soon as possible. Many of you have also informed that there is a new pending deposit in your Direct Express accounts. That is wonderful news. Hopefully that pending deposit in your accounts turns out to be your 1,400 third stimulus payment. Sadly, the pending deposit could also just be your regular monthly benefits. Let me know if you are also seeing a pending deposit in your accounts, everyone, and if you think that it is your stimulus check. But a lot of you are sharing that your monthly benefits are being deposited in your accounts earlier than usual. This is very strange. Is this the IRS way of trying to keep the American people calm while they get things sorted out? I have no idea, but it is really weird that you guys are getting your monthly benefits days early. Right now, the IRS is just refusing to update Americans. It is so horrible. There are millions of Americans who receive Social Security and other federal benefits that are experiencing delays in stimulus checks. But according to the Commissioner of the Social Security Administration, the delay was caused by a lack of staff funding. That is crazy. All of this mess is just because the SSA did not want to hire more people. In a statement on Thursday, Andrew Saul said, despite the fact that Congress did not directly provide SSA funding to support our work on the third stimulus payments, we have worked tirelessly with our counterparts at IRS to provide to them the information they need to issue payments to our beneficiaries. In my opinion, the SSA should have expected their agency to be overwhelmed. Especially tax season right now, it is surely not easy to send out millions of stimulus checks. But the agency should have been prepared. That is the end of the video, everyone. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below for more daily stimulus updates.
Just one yet. If you're eligible, $1,400 for every person in your household. But Randy wrote to us to say, "I got my check today, but it was only $1,077. Are others getting shorted also?" We've heard from other viewers who say yes, their stimulus payment is also less than expected. So what's going on here? Our sources are the IRS, the National Consumer Law Center, and the American Rescue Plan. That's the legislation passed by Congress to create the latest stimulus. The IRS could not explain exactly why Randy's stimulus check was missing $323. But an agency spokesman did explain several scenarios in which payments can be reduced. First, depending on your income, there is a small phase-out window that could reduce how much you get. As your income goes up, basically your stimulus payment goes down. For example, someone making more than $75,000 but less than $80,000 in adjusted gross income will see their payment reduced from the full amount. Second, and this is a big one, your stimulus check is not protected from debt collectors. Congress prohibited debt collectors from seizing last year's stimulus payments, but they could not do that this time around because of how the third stimulus bill was passed. So, if you owe money for private student loans, credit card debt, or medical debt, debt collectors can access your stimulus funds through your bank account. And third, if you apply to get your stimulus payments as a tax refund through a recovery rebate credit, that refund can be garnished for things like overdue child support and money you owe for state and federal taxes. So, we can verify, yes, there are several reasons that could explain why your stimulus might be less than you're expecting. If you think the IRS simply made a mistake, well, the agency says it will make things right. An IRS spokesman told Verify, the bottom line is if you're owed more than you received, there will be a way later this year to work that out. The IRS says it will announce how to do that on its website in the next few days.
Secretary Yellen, just hypothetically, if a $9 trillion investment company failed, would that likely have a significant impact on our economy?
Well, Senator Warren, I believe it's important to look very carefully at the risk posed by asset management industry, including BlackRock and other firms. It's not obvious to me that designation is the correct tool to address.
Well, now, wait just a minute. Designation is what gives the Fed its increased oversight power. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
And is BlackRock currently designated so that it receives that increased oversight?
It isn't designated, but I think it's important to understand.
So that means it is not receiving the increased oversight from the Fed. So my question is, are you currently looking at designation for companies like BlackRock, $9 trillion companies like this?
Well, as I said, FSOC has looked at this issue in the past.
I understand they've done it in the past. I'm not asking about what the last Secretary of the Treasury did. You are the head of FSOC now. And the question I'm asking is whether or not FSOC is considering and looking at designation for these large financial institutions.
Well, I think it's appropriate to designate institutions whose failure would pose a material risk to U.S. financial
stability. And that's why I started my question with, does potentially a $9 trillion investment company pose some risk to the American economy if it should fail?